Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon Fire Red post-game part 2. I don't know what to call this part. Technically it's part 32, I believe? Yeah, I believe it's part 32. In today's part, we will be going to the Rocket Hideout base and taking back the Sapphire. I honestly should have saved all my stories for this part because that was weird. That was really weird. I just like stopped in front of it. Interesting. Thinking emoji. Anyways, I honestly should have saved my stories for this part because I left in all the battles in the rocket base because I was like, well, you know what? This is like the little dungeon. We might as well show off the battles. It's not that big of a deal. You know, I could just talk over battles. Anyways, I do cut out this guy. Oh, no, I don't cut out this guy. I should have. But that's fine. I think inside I don't cut out anymore. But then again, it could be wrong. Who knows? I was like, you know, the part's really short, and I didn't really have a whole lot to add to it. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We can show the whole thing. That's no big deal. That's no big deal. So yeah, the entire part today will be me stumbling through the Rocket Hideout, essentially. One-shotting most of these people because a lot of them have, like, look at these levels. Like what, level 48? Okay, this one's a little more respectable. But like the Mount Ember Rocket members, we fought a Rattata that was level 35, I think. Like what? You have to beat the Elite Four before you can even face that guy. And why does he have a Rattata that's level 35? That's always drove me crazy in Pokemon games. So one of the biggest things that drives me crazy in Pokemon games, especially newer Pokemon games, a trainer will have one Pokemon, and that's it. Maybe two, but usually no more than one or two. That drives me crazy. It's like, it's just such a waste of time at that point. And they're not even like, cause like in this game, if you have one Pokemon, they're pretty high level. Like maybe the same level that you are, but if they have like 4 Pokemon, they're maybe like 6 levels below you, but they're all pretty even. I don't know. Anyways, they'll have one Pokemon, but they'll be low level where it's not even really much of a challenge. Not saying that it should be every battle should be a challenge, but I'm just saying don't waste my time with one Pokemon shenanigans if you're not going to give me enough experience to have it really matter. Or even just have, I don't know, something. It's just, it's frustrating to me. It's just really frustrating. I think Sun and Moon, actually no, I think Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee does it the worst. Sun and Moon doesn't do it too bad, but it's still pretty bad. X and Y, you know, I don't really remember a whole lot of X and Y battles. But I don't think that they had, I think a lot of them had kind of generic. I think 2 or 3 was the average. It was still on the lower side, but yeah, it drives me crazy. The other thing that drives me crazy, and this is more older Pokemon games, but like look at this coughing. It's level 49. It should be a Weezing by now. And the only reason I want it to be a Weezing is so I get more experience. Like that's the only thing. It's I don't know. I'd rather fight 2 Weezings than coughing and a Weezing. Or a level 35 Rattata. I think there's a I think in Diamond and Pearl there's a Team Galactic member that has a level like 47 Wurmple. Level 47 Wurmple. Like, are you kidding me? It's just, I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid. That's some good water. No. Goldie needs Log and Chansey. Oh, what was it? It was Hey Nah Chansey or Yes Nah Chansey, right? I didn't read it. I was just taking a guess. Dun, dun, dun. So this is a brand new. Oh, I should mention, by the way, all the islands on here are new to these remakes, especially these. I mean, I say especially. They're all new, but the islands 4 through 7 are post-game exclusive, so you can only get here if you've beaten the game. So that's I've only been here. I think I've only been to these islands like once, because every time I've beaten the game, I've beaten Fire Red a couple times, but I've only beat it twice on like an actual cartridge. And all the other times I've beaten Fire Red have been on emulator, which means, and the ROM that I had for Fire Red couldn't save, and once you beat the Elite Four, you quit the game and then you come back to the most recent save file, because you save after you beat the Elite Four, and you end up back at your house. But since you couldn't save throughout the game and you couldn't save after the Elite Four, it starts you at a brand new game. So I didn't really get the chance to practice a whole lot for this. I didn't really need to though, which is good. But yeah, it's just it's a little crazy to me. Oh man, I'm tired. I've been up for, what time is it now? 45? I've been up for 8 hours and 15 minutes. I had to get up at 4:30 this morning to go to work. It was something. I'm usually waking up early, going to work, then going to school, coming home, or going back to work. Man, I think this sliding puzzle really confused me when I was playing it. I remember being very frustrated because I always forget where I went, and the screen's so small you can't see far ahead. So it's just yeah, it was just confusing for me. That's what I vaguely remember from this. Machop? See, like Machop, well, 48 Machop. Like, I'm not saying have a Machamp, but at least have a Machoke, my dude. Like, come on. You can probably hear my chair creaking too. Let's see. Oh, it's not awful, but you can definitely hear it. Oh. I need to, like, get it not to do that. I've noticed it's been doing that a lot. Oh, I just have water on my hand, and now I touched the arm of the chair, and now I got water on my chair arm. Oh, such a hassle. See, this is what I get to talk about when we're fighting Team Rocket Grunts. I get to talk about me getting my chair arm wet. I'm just tired. I think I'm going to hold off on the next part, because the next part is going to be very long. If you thought the finale of the Elite Four was long, well, oh boy, this one is much longer, because we're doing more stuff in the next part than just the Elite Four. Because, surprise, the Elite Four has rematches, and they're quite strong. I think you need to go up. Yep, I think you needed to go up one and then over. Because otherwise, why is that guy there? Come on, pass Jacob. Did I hit the right one? I did. I think that is at least. See, I have no clue. I have no clue about any of these. Just go up, go to the top left one. What are you doing? I'm trying to figure out how to get there. Oh, you know what? I remember. I think you have to go. I think you do have to go to the one up. I think I'm looking at a map at this point. Yep, and then you backtrack, yep. And you gotta go through here, and I think I mess up because the control stick on the, oh, I didn't mess up. The control stick on the, whatchamacallit, on the GameCube controller is awful for, like this stuff. And the D-pad is much worse. The D-pad is tiny, so I wasn't used to that. I think I stated it in the beginning of the Let's Play, and I think you might have noticed it, but I end up hitting a lot of walls and just like bumping into stuff. And it's because of the GameCube controller and how like not great it is. So yeah. I love the GameCube though. Like I really want to play a lot of the games that I have I want to play a lot of the games for the channel on the GameCube that I have. But there's like remasters and just like better versions of it, so I think I'm gonna play those. Like for Sonic Adventure 2, I really wanted to play on here on the GameCube, but I think it'd be better if I just did the HD version. I don't know. That's just me. Then you gotta see Big the Cat everywhere, and I don't like seeing Big the Cat. Not that I don't like Big the Cat, I just think it just ruins the immersion. Like I get like, oh, that's a cool Easter egg, but I think it just ruins the immersion a lot, especially when you're playing a level. Or I think you can get them in cutscenes too. I think you can if you hit a certain button input. I think you can get them in cutscenes. Oh my god. Oh, that Let's Play is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to Sonic Adventure. I'm planning on doing something that I've never seen done with Sonic Adventure, and I've seen quite a bit of Sonic Adventure Let's Plays. I don't think it will work, or I think it'll be tough to make. It'll be tough to make it work well, but I think I can manage it to where it's acceptable, if that makes sense. It's just gonna be a lot of editing on my part, a lot of like knowing what's going on the other part, just a lot of stuff going on. And you might be able to figure it out if you know how Sonic Adventure 2 works, but who knows? This water is really good. Oh, I should take a nap after this, but I gotta go back to work in 2 hours. Yay. It's only for like what's the word? I don't know if you guys know what in-service is, but it's like I'm going in. It's called a skills check, actually. Basically, I'm a lifeguard, and basically I'm gonna go in, do some lifeguardy things, and make sure I can do them so I can save people's lives if I need to, or when I need to. I shouldn't say if I need to. I should say when I need to, because it's bound to happen eventually. I saved one little boy's life. I wouldn't say life. I got him out of the water when he was not doing so hot in the water. He was like 4 years old, and he thought he could use a little kickboard just to keep him floating. And I'm like, he shouldn't be there. And then lo and behold, kickboard came out from under him. He couldn't touch. It was like 5 feet deep, and he was not 5 feet. As a 4-year-old is not 5 feet. But he started going under, and I'm like, or he didn't go under. He was struggling at the surface. I got paralyzed. I remember this battle sucks because I kept getting hurt and like all these status ailments and stuff like that. But anyways, so yeah, I ran over. He was close enough to where I could just hand him the tube, the rescue tube, and he can grab onto it. So he did that, and I brought him over to the wall. I'm like, "Are you okay, little guy?" And he just didn't say anything. And I'm like, "Are your parents around?" Because I didn't see his parents anywhere. And he started to like get up out of the pool, and our pool has high gutters or high ledges. So he was like, he wasn't struggling, but it was gonna be no easy task for him to get up. And then I'm like, "Do you need help?" And then he got up all by himself. He hadn't said anything yet. He just had that like thousand yard stare, and he just kind of was like, didn't even look at me. And then I'm like, "You okay?" And then he just walked away, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that's my I saved a life story. I had to get in I had to get in the pool. Why did I use false swipe? I think I went to use aerial ace, but I missed. I hit the button too fast. I had to get in for a kid because we have this thing called Jungle Joe at our pool, and it's basically a giant, towering like jungle gym sort of thing. And it has a slide on top, and you climb up and you go down the slide, all that stuff. Well, there's a kid at the bottom of it, and there's a kid climbing up, and I guess the kid climbing, I didn't see it, but the kid climbing up fell down onto another kid, fell like right on his head. And I looked over, and I see this kid like holding his head, just like in like fetal position, essentially. Oh, well, look at that. Sorry, I was reading the text. I didn't realize that she was like, oh, yeah, you go ahead and defeat our boss. But anyways, the kid was holding his head, and I'm like, oh no. So I like ran over, and I'm like looking, and the other lifeguard saw it, but I got out first. And I'm like looking at this kid, and like there's other kids like around him. I'm like, oh, this is not good. So I jumped in, went over, and I'm like, you okay? You know, blah blah blah. Like, you hurt? Can you move? All this stuff. And he just kind of just like sat there, and he was like, oh, like just scared. And I'm like, all right, well, we need to go make it back to the pool, because I didn't know if he had a head injury or like what was going on. So I'm like, we need to make it back out of the pool, like on the other side, because I had to like swim out to get him. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, okay, hold on to my tube, I'll hold on to you and swim over there. And then we swam over, let him out, and I think he was fine. I don't think he got back in though. She's pretty shook up. But yeah, those are my two stories of how I had to save people. I saved one. I just kind of aided the other. But yeah, that's about as exciting as it's gotten with my lifeguarding career. There's been plenty of times where, or I know a lot of other people that had to get into much more serious saves. I've never been, fortunately, I've never had to seriously save somebody. I think it's because of how great I am at being a lifeguard, obviously. Alright, well, we're almost done here. We got this battle, and I think one more. We have to recharge, because we just used Hydro Cannon. Man, that crunched it a lot. Alright. Oh, I'm confused too? I didn't even realize. I bet I hurt myself in confusion. And then I bet he crunches me to death. See, like, this is interesting to me because I don't remember any of this. Like, I obviously edited this part, but I wasn't, like I said, I was like, you know what, the whole rocket hideout, that's pretty neat. Like, let's show it off, might as well. So I just kind of skimmed through it. I didn't really, like, watch everything frame by frame, you know, all that stuff. Ooh. Brick break. Because he's a dark type. Yeah. I will say this forever and always. Brick break is just boy. Right? 100%. 100%. You'll never see Brick break the same again. Brick break is just boy. Alright, well. Blah blah blah. He's gonna find Giovanni and whatever. Good luck with that. Oh my god, my headphones just fell off. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, back on. I have a hat on, so they kind of just slid off. Oh no, I didn't cough. Excuse me. Oh my god. Oh, alright. I think there's one more thing we have to do. One more battle. And I believe it's with, the scientist dude from earlier. Yes, the one that just stole the sapphire. That's why we're here, by the way, is because he stole the sapphire and he's like, I'm gonna go back to Team Rocket's warehouse. Bye. Here's the password to it. And then, yeah, he ran away. And now he's here. Now we're gonna beat him up. We're like, give me back the sapphire. And of course I had to use dig. 2-turn move. Stall out the battle even more. Haha, it is super effective though. And it's physical. And Flareon has some decent physical attack. Fun fact, if you didn't know. Flareon's actually really good in Gen 3. Whew, excuse me. I guess in Gen 3 and below. I guess mostly, I don't know. Shadow Ball is physicals, and Flareon can learn Shadow Ball, so that's a good move. Plus, it has high special defense, so it can tank some pretty hefty psychic type attacks, and then just dish it back with Shadow Ball. Also, Dig super good. Strength. I think it can learn the Strength. You can definitely learn like Takedown and Double Edge. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and but yeah, there's no physical fire type moves in this gen because all fire types are special. So we have that going against us. But next generation, we'll get. I actually don't know. Oh my gosh. Is Flare Blitz? Do you get Flare? Does Flareon get Flare Blitz in Generation 4? Let's see. Okay, Google. Look up Flareon's Generation 4 Learn set.
Here's what I found.
Oh man, you're really loud. See, I always risk saying okay, Google, because my roommate he gets Fire Fang. What about breeding? I don't think breeding. But my roommate has like I don't know, like the Google Home. So whenever I'm like, okay Google, and then it'll go off sometimes. Yeah, I don't think it does not get Flare Blitz. Look at that. Not even by tutor? Huh, not even by tutor. I guess Flare Blitz isn't a tutor move. You know, that makes sense. It gets Fire Fang. I think that's the only physical fire type move it gets. What about Generation 5? See, this is what we look up when we're facing a level 46 Porygon, and it doesn't really matter. Gen 5 Learn Set. Because now I'm curious. Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. Go back. Ah! Okay, so the thing happened where I go to hit the button on the whatchamacallit. I can't talk. I go to hit the button on my phone and an ad pops up, so then I end up hitting the thing that I didn't want to hit. Man, does it? It must be Generation 6 that gets it then. Has to be. Gen 6. Wait for the ad to load. Yep, it gets Flare Blitz in Generation 6. Wow, it took till 6th generation before it got Flare Blitz. Wow. Crazy. Unimaginable. Alright, Super Repel up. Oh, we're done by the way. Yeah, we got the Sapphire. Heading back to Celio, giving him the Sapphire, and then call it an afternoon. Let's do that. And I'm probably gonna head to Vermilion right away because I love just hitting the A button. See, it always gets me because it's not where do you want to go next dialogue and then it's the list. It's where do you want to go list. And I always think it's gonna be where do you want to go next dialogue and list, because I think that's the way they do it in Emerald when you want to go, or you know, Generation 3 when you want to go to Pillberg, Slateport, and Dewford. I think that's how they do it. I think that's how they do it in some other games too. But I could just be completely wrong and just be really impatient, which is most likely the answer, because I am extra. Did I hit record? I'm going to be real salty if I did not hit record. Okay, I am recording. For some reason, I got the feeling that I did not record. But now we can trade it for the Hoenn region. And I got a great story to talk to you about trading in the next part, which will be the final part. So please join me in that, because we're going to be finally done with Fire Red. Woo! Okay, so like I said, we're actually going to be rounding out our team in the beginning and then going to the Elite Four. So I'll see you guys then.